Aloha. Welcome into the stream. I'm Dr. Aaron Chef, and this is early edition of Later Tonight. Welcome, and we were on Rev Show for a little bit, and we're here now, and so we're gonna start up the game. Oh, thank you, Jules, for the follow. I do appreciate it. So we'll have some guests on, hopefully, in a little bit. We're just starting up some of the things, and we'll see who stops by and has time to stop by today. Oh, that's the raid already. Thank you very much, Raiders. Welcome in. We're just saying I'm Dr. Iron Chef, and glad to have you all here. We are. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rev. Yeah, we're starting up. We're gonna start up the game. There's so many people here. I'm just going to go back. Mike, Dark Smith, Flip, Thanos, Big J, Corian, Jules, John Trek, and Cons Parker. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the bits, Pedro. Good to see you here. Also, for the follow. I'm going to say it's Serene. I hope I said that right. Broken Wolf, thank you also for the bits as well. Yeah, we're continuing on the stream today. Hopefully you had a great time on the State of Game for Rev Deuce. We want to make sure that, again, we thank him for all the things he does for our community. And so we're very happy to be a part of his State of Game. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Zero G's, welcome in. Thank you, Atu508 for the follow as well. BPA, Oslock for the follow. Yes, there's a whole bunch of different sound alerts as well. A lot of them are free. It seems to be a little overlapping. Seems to be a little overlap. Hi, MJ Hat. Did I send you an invite, MJ Hat? I'm not sure if you even can jump on board. I don't remember if I did or not. Let me do that real quick. Oh, it's underscore MJ Hat. Yeah, no, thank you very much. Are we all talking about TV voice tonight? I am enjoying
Chef has a sexy
the
voice
first
too. God,
part of this arc.
I should just quit. I need to
Wait,
retire.
DJ, please
I
quit.
invite you, did I? Okay. And it's just the first week. We do have a treasury up as well. And so let's talk a little bit about that. Chief Officer, thank you for the follow. Iron Fister is here. Rocker 6578, thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, there's some K-pop Demon Hunter sound alerts as well. Yeah, so and those all should be free, so hopefully you get to enjoy that during the time. Hope you all had a great week. It is December. I know people are busy with holiday season. We are still we just decorated the tree this past week. So are you seeing the collaboration setting, Iron Fister? If not, I might have to re-invite you. Oh, there's Iron Fister. Welcome in. So Iron Fister is another content creator, so make sure you do follow them. Pyromir 72, thank you for the follow as well. Iron Fister, welcome in. Can you hear Iron Fister, or is he setting up his microphone? Okay, there's a new setup too. I'm using two different, a laptop and a PC. But Iron Fister, can you hear me? I hear something. A little bit static. Mickey the Moose, thank you for the follow as well. And Drace, I'm sorry, I'm butchering the name. 001, thank you for the follow. I do apologize. Let me get my...
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, there you go. Hi. I'm going to... yeah, I think your volume's okay. Can everyone hear Iron Fister? Give a thumbs up or say hi to Iron Fister as well. Yeah. I'm addicted. Yes, Apollo, I'm addicted to the K-pop Demon Hunter alerts. Do you want me to put in some new things? I can do some of those things as well. Max, Manx Man, Man's Mang, Disneyland next week. So you're excited. I'm
trying to
excited
get
for
things
you.
set up. Just
So yeah, Dr. Mom says she's excited as well. She just you could. I'm not sure if you could hear her. She was very excited for that. Iron Fist, are you okay? Hi, Zero G's. Zero G's is on the stage as well. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn you up. I can't hear you for some reason, but is everyone else hearing? I am a butcher, baker, candlestick maker.
yeah, doing good. Thank you.
Okay, I can hear you, but it's so soft on my side. So yeah, welcome in. You, Iron Fister, you want to tell a little bit about yourself if you get a chance, so people know who you are.
Let me
I'm
move the
sorry.
mic closer to my mouth. And
Oh, there
how
you
about
go.
now?
Is that better for everybody? I can hear you better. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm Iron Fister. So a little bit about me. I'm a retired military, current firefighter, paramedic, but I also am a Star Trek Fleet Command player. I've been playing for 6 years. Oh, good. I'm glad.
And what server are you on? Oh, maybe my mic is not working.
I'm sorry, I got some lag going on, but I got to figure out this audio here because it's like lagged out. I play on server 20, Op 68, and I've also recently started streaming. Been doing that for about about a month, a little over a month now, and it's
Yeah, that lag is probably on my side, so I'm gonna have to configure that in a little bit, but we'll take care of that. Hi, Rusty Halo. Rusty Halo's here. MJ Hat is doing some dad things, so not able to be on stage.
I'm sorry,
but
I'm trying to figure out this.
no, it might be on my side. I might have to hook something up on my side, so you're gonna hear some lag for a little bit. It seems like my microphone is not working on my laptop. And if that's the case, we'll move over to the other side. So yeah, but thank you very much, Rev, for the raid. Thank you for having me on your show. If again you're not following Rev Deuce, please do so, and please keep on following him as we enter into 2026. I'm going to open up the stream together on my other side. So give me 1 second, and we'll do that here. Again, hope all of you have been enjoying this week. The outposts have been running every other day, and been doing a lot of those for the events. Have been doing the hostile hunts for the FKRs. That's also part of it as well. Let me open up stream together on this side, and then maybe you can hear me a little bit better. So it seems like, can you hear me now, Iron Fister? That should be a little bit better.
That's better. I hear you better now.
Yeah, and I can hear you as well. Yeah. Oh, I have to invite Quazo. I think Quazo was going to come on too. So let me do that real quick. How have you been enjoying this week, everybody in chat? You've been enjoying it? Have not been enjoying it? Are there things that you'd like to see changed? We do have a lot of content creators who are hanging out in the chat, and so they can pass on some other things to the devs if they get a chance as well. But anything that you'd like to see improved, anything that you really like that we can give feedback on, that would be very helpful. Anything you've been liking about this this week, Iron Fister?
Yeah. So I've been doing the outposts when I can. I've discovered that they do really well as a overnight mechanic where you let them play, let them do their thing. I know that's not what they intended, but now that I've done a little bit more exploring as to which officers work, which officers don't work, uh, yeah, I've realized that I can send 2 good ships out. I might necessarily send my 2 best ships out, but I can send out 2 good ships with outpost crews on them. Just let them do their thing and still have the crews I need, so I can still do. If I want a PvP, I still got my PvP officers. I can still do. I got all of my hostile crews, and I've got Armada crews. So, and I've got my specialty ships also, because typically specialty ships don't work too well on those.
Mm.
So I'm learning a bit more about how this works, and so and the rewards are actually pretty nice also. So
I
um,
agree.
I'm
The rewards are have been boosted this past month. Zero G's, I know you're muted, but we also have Quazo on the stage. Quazo, you are everywhere all the time. So welcome in. thank you for being here, and it's good to see your handsome face on screen as opposed to just the spreadsheets, But welcome in. You want to tell a little bit about yourself to our audience here?
Yeah, well, most might know me by now, but I'm from Austria, working on a lot of spreadsheets together with Jules Verne and lots of other people in the community, trying to help people make educated decisions, not just say what to do, but why to do. Because I'm a fan of teaching people fishing instead of just telling them what to do. So that's how my journey started. It was back with DS9. If some might remember, Deep Space Nine in the beginning, a lot of data to collect and to enter to get all those chests into a sheet. And Jules was kind of asking, "Hey, can anybody help me?" And I was stupid enough to say, "Yeah, I can help you." Yeah.
How long ago was
Not knowing,
DS9? That was a
well,
good 3 years, 4 years?
I think 3 years, 2 years, no, 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
And step by step, it grew from there. And now I got my NDA, like lots of others,
Congratulations.
and started appearing on shows because Ultra asked me to, or kind of asked, "Hey, people, anyone want to join me with my breakfast? Because I need a little more than me and myself." And yeah, it began kind of there. And now I need to collect all the streamers, be on every stream, so the peers can make fun of me.
Well, I appreciate your help and support for all the players. You do wonderful work. I've used a lot of your spreadsheets as well, but more so, you are a very positive person, and I do really enjoy talking to you and hearing from you. So thanks for stopping by. I know it's a long day. We're already into hours 3 for streaming, but it's kind of good fun to hang out with friends and being here together. Is there anything that you've been enjoying this past week, Quasel, with the game? Any special
Well,
things?
we have a new arc. It's always funny to get the data, understand what they want us to do, and find a way to do it in a way they don't want to because it's easier or cheaper or quicker, or all those shenanigans to make them, because that's what's my fun in the game. Like, with a limited spend, and that's more than a lot of other people spend because I'm getting a pack. I'm open about that. But still, to win leaderboards against people that spend 10 times the amount or 15 times the amount, and still finding a way to score better because, understanding the scoring, punching out hostile, the red combination, and stuff like that. So that's my fun in the game. So everybody has his own pleasure, I think.
Yeah, what level outpost can you hit right now?
I'm doing the 70s with loot
Wow.
crews.
The loot crew is a strategy, right? You can punch down and get more loot, especially as they get into the second stage of the outpost. So I still have I've been able to do 70s, but not where I can get the extra loot at the end. So I've been punching down to 66s, but one day we'll get there quite soon.
We will all
so.
get there. A lot depends on your research, on your ships, on the combinations of your ships, and all those things. And 73s are just out of reach because I have no engines.
Mm.
And my epic is maxed, so I don't have a maxed cube. So yeah, no way I'm gonna do a 73. That's
Yeah.
But you know, loot is maybe even better if you don't count the credits, but for plunder and stuff, it's far more superior to use your loot crew.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
can.
that makes sense. The loot crew really helps out with that. Zero G's, are you here, buddy? Well, you're here, but are you able to speak? Hi, Zero G's.
I'm here. Not sure if my mic is working correctly.
It seems to be working. Everyone can hear Zero G's as well. I'll adjust your volume levels in a little bit. But welcome in. How you been?
But all right, hanging in there.
Yeah. No, good to have you here. You want to tell a little bit about yourself for the audience? And if you're not following all of our friends here on stage, please click on their names below your browser. There should be there if you're on PC. But click on them and follow Zero G's, Iron Fister, and Quasel. But you want to share a little bit about yourself, Zero G's?
Sure. I'm on server 29. Been playing since January 2019. Been streaming for a little over a year now. Top 67. So
You've been progressing pretty good. I've been watching a little bit about it. So, Zero G's, you've been enjoying this new arc, or any comments on it?
it's not too bad. I mean, it's not overwhelming or anything like that. I like the fact that there's not too much to have to do. There's there's events, there's stuff that's keeping us busy, but it's not overwhelming or anything. I think I've ran maybe one elite outpost so far, and then just sticking with the regulars.
No, that's pretty good. I haven't run any of the elite as well. I'm a little afraid to waste some of the currency to do so. Have you run elites, Quasel?
Honestly, no, because I'm still trying to figure out how to approach them. And the thing is, I kind of need to do some research first, I think, because I'm waiting for search research, and I might use this weekend to do some research, and then
Yeah, I think the research will help. The hard part is that you need some of the currency to get the research. Iron Fister, what level outposts are you running?
Well, I got some help while I was streaming a couple days ago, and I was able to actually get about 20 hostiles into a Elite 63. I'm Op 68, and I didn't quite make it to Wave 2, which it happens after you kill, I think it's 40 of the hostiles. I should call them the redemption hostiles that come and hit you. I didn't make it to Wave 2, but I made it quite a way in there, and I was, with some crew changes, I was able to get to and complete my standard 63s. I haven't tried a 70 yet, but I'm also Op 68, so I don't think I'll do well on that. I can probably beat the outpost, but I'll probably get smushed by the hostiles that come through afterwards.
One of the big things with this new arc is a new fleet commander. What do you guys all think about Fleet Commander Cisco? Is he a fleet commander you're going to go after? Is it one that might be too expensive for you? Any thoughts on our new fleet commander Cisco? We'll start with you,
I did go
Iron
and
Fister.
get Fleet Commander Cisco, and I did what I typically do with something that's new. Is I go ahead and get it, and I'll put one pack into it, which with a couple of the daily conversions, I was able to get to rank 7, which gets you level 35, which gets me all except the bottom tier of abilities. And now I can just do my daily points and my daily conversions. and work from there. I've noticed that once I got him and started using him when I was doing outposts, he does make a difference if you're late G6. He does make a difference, and some of his perma on abilities, like tactical prowess, gives you increase on your gives you PvP bonuses, and he also has ISO damage versus hostile bonus if you're. But pretty much everything he has is linked to FKR, which is kind of discourages you from using your specialty ships in an outpost. They want you to use faction ships.
Yeah, it's almost a throwback to the early days where you only had faction ships, and that was the ones that you were able to use. It kind of reminds me, this G7 switch kind of reminds me of going back to G3 and some of the tricks and tips we had to use back then, including the officers that are useful in the outposts. So, anything with Fleet Commander Cisco, Quasel? Oh, you're muted.
I muted myself.
Okay, no,
I
that's
think we have some static noise from zero G's. Is it only me that hears that? Cisco is a good addition. Will take some time. I bought him too, and a slot for him. I admit that. That's one of the few months I got a second. Scopely, he knows what they're doing. So I went ahead and got them, and you need him kind of to make the elite stuff working properly and to get efficiencies. And I think it's okay. I won't do the PvP stuff because I'm almost never do until way down the line. Because PvP, it's like if you don't spend a lot, you can't really compete in it. I get the feeling. Because there is no crew that beats a maxed Vengeance or maxed Epic with my ships. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I know it is kind of a PvP heavy fleet commander. That's one of the two of the trees is tactician and of course some of the PvP research there. But even with the changes in the game, it seems like everyone is kind of scrunched up in 71 to 73, 74 right now. I'm wondering how that's going to continue to play out as people progress through G7. Is there going to be more, I guess, what I'm calling compression of the ops level, and you'll have different people that you're competing against that you can PvP with, because they're also doing the same thing. They're not looking at doing the research. They're not looking at upgrading their ships as much. We have just a few people in G7. I'm wondering, as we get some more efficiencies, how the PvP will play out, especially in arenas as the banding gets closer. So it's still early. I think that's the thing. We have a lot of people who are spending a lot, and there's anytime people spend, right, there's a little widening of the gap, and the efficiencies might compress it a little bit more. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Quasel.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just agreeing with you. We will see how it goes. For now, it's the loot bonus for me. Like that's the first thing I maxed as far as I could. The loot bonus on plunder and the loot bonus on credits because it's on the way. And then a few isolated defenses for the Borg outposts because those might remain the easiest ones. Yeah, and a little bit of prerequisites in between.
McShizman is asking Iron
then-
Fister. Oh, sorry. You kind of responded about the cube, but you want to talk a little bit more about the cube, Iron Fister?
Sure. So what I was talking about with MC Shizman in the chat here, he asked if I have my G6 rare, so I have my cube tiered up accordingly to that, and the answer is I do. And then he's asked about the damage and how's it doing. Well, the cube delivers solid damage right out of the gate. And my G6 rare is a Koskari, so I have Klingon, so it's an explorer. And with the crew I've been using, it takes me a little bit for the Koskari to build up its damage, and by the end of a fight, especially on the outpost fight, it takes, with my newest crew, it takes me 7 rounds on a 63 elite to defeat the station, and 3 rounds to defeat the retribution. And so by round 7 on the outpost fight, the Koskari is doing significantly more damage than the cube, but it takes a bit of time to get there. And on the retribution hostiles, it usually gets about to the level of the cube by the 3rd round. So I think, I've also had to kind of balance out how I do things. My cube seems to be able to tank damage a lot better, so I've been using Pelia on there to boost the ISO defense, and I use Joachim on the Koskari because it's such a huge slug of ISO defense. So that kind of helps balance things out too, because when I first started, the cost was just taking so much more damage than the cube, and I'd end up losing my cube a lot faster. So that's how I helped balance that out too. It really, really is all about the crews and having the good officers on there and figuring out which officers work and which officers don't.
So which crews do you end up using to put it into maybe actionable things for others to try? I mean, and then we can talk about why did it work.
So on my cube, I ended up using Gorkon, Chang, and Enterprise E Riker with Pelia, Black Ops Chapel, Rutherford, the Doctor, Mariner, and Picard Hugh below decks. And on the COS, I used what are the officers' names? It's the I need to pull them up and actually look at their names because I forget the names of them. But it's 2 of the Borg officers. I got to pull up the group because I always forget the numbers because they go by numbers, which always confuses me.
You have a 1 in 12 chance of getting it correct.
Yeah. It's 1 of 11 and 5 of 11. I have 1 of 11 in the captain's chair, 5 of 11 in the sidecar, but I flipped them back and forth a couple times to see how that works. And the other sidecar is Khan, original Khan. And then below decks, I have Joachim, Dechok, Tendi, Strange New World, Scotty, and Odo. And that worked pretty well. That's the same one that it's actually the same build that Zero G's and I worked out while I was on stream together, and it worked pretty well. I tried flipping out 5 of 11 and doing something else there. I also discovered that even though you get a nice benefit of having morale, it doesn't outweigh having some of the other stuff on there by having because I have to put morale. I'd have to use Kirk, one of the Kirks on there, or use and on us as a sidecar. Is I think the only other one that gives morale, just general morale, is Marcus. And he's no good.
Yeah, so yeah, it makes sense. A few things people might wonder. The topic about Khan versus and E Riker, because both do crits. The important thing is that Khan needs to get hit and Riker does it per shot, which heavily depends on the ships you're using. And the second thing is the battle triangle, because you have used an Explorer, the Koskari, and a Cube. So the hostile going with the triangle, you're gonna get hit twice the time on your Koskari versus the Cube. So that's the reason why stuff like 1 of 11 on the Koskari can make sense, because you then have higher mitigation on your shields, because that's what 1 of 11 does. It moves damage from the hull to the shields, changes the ratio, and that way the crew kind of makes sense. And you might consider, if I remember correctly, the things you said, especially on the Koskari, maybe not using those low stat officers that you have from like did you mention Mariner or stuff like that on the Koskari? Because you might want to well, no, sorry, mistake, because you have 1 of 11, 5, and Khan, so you don't have stat officers, so then it doesn't matter. But once you start using stat officers to get the mitigation up, it's most of the time better to use stats lower decks than 100% more hull or 300% more damage from Mariner, because that's almost nothing in today's game. How's your mitigation looking? Did you compare that? Because I found that most of the time people have more success using mitigation officers over some other stuff.
We did actually, Zero G's and I did look at that. I did a couple outposts where I just hit the outpost and did a couple waves, and then I switched when we switched crews around, and I did it again.
Yeah.
We found that having first off, you got to. It's all about how much hull you have on surviving to the end and how much hull damage you take. So.
Yep.
If you can get your ISO defense up, you can get your mitigation up. It does make a difference. But I found with the setups I have and the amount of slots I have, it didn't make that much of a difference having mitigation officers under there. I was better off. And most of my officers are pretty strong. They're pretty all except for a few. The ones I put below decks are maxed. So I am getting that big stat, and
Yep.
it is making when you have all your health stat for your cube and your health stat for your Koskari maxed out, it seems to help a lot, because I'm not having a shield problem. I am not losing shields. I'm losing about a quarter of my shields in some of the fights, but I'm not losing complete shields and having it go completely into the hole. It's just bleed over that you normally get due to not enough mitigation. And my mitigation is pretty close to where it needs to be, I think. It needs a little more, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, that's close to the cruise I'm tend to suggesting to people that try to find their way into outposts. That's kind of 5, Riker and Lorca. As for one ship, very often it works very well, especially if it's the one that gets hit lesser times. And for the other one, stuff like 1 of 11 and then Khan, because it gets hit more, and a mitigation officer to mitigate a little bit of the damage. So, because in general, crewing advice is like, you might want crits, because crits have a huge damage boost for most accounts, and you want to have hull breach, because hull breach means once you do a crit, you do 50% more damage. I found that morale, like you said, doesn't do that much, because you don't lose shields, so the star path research doesn't do anything for you. And furthermore, you're only getting a little bit of critical damage from Fleet Commander Kirk. So there's that. And burning, it's kind of the same, because battles go 3 to 6 rounds if you're targeting the right outpost-ish. So burning doesn't do a lot. And the 900% weapon damage isn't that much either. So yeah.
McShizman is asking E-Riker on a ship with 5. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, it depends. If you have 2 ships of the same type, it's a different story than if you have 2 different ship types. Because if you have 2 different ship types, the ship is getting hit a third of the time. You're correct if you're having maybe a ship that doesn't get hit, in your case, like because you're using 2 explorers, then the story changes a little bit. But even then, the ship might be the ship with the higher power, and 5 of 11 has not only the benefit of giving you mitigation, it's also gives you a lot more loot. So that's a balanced approach to getting more loot and having a ship that works well. But it's these days, it's so hard these days. People need to try and test their accounts and look at their mitigation, understand how that works. And I think we need to do a better job on teaching them how mitigation does work. I think Ref has a few videos on that. So go look those videos. Like, it's quite simple. Just take the damage you took, whereas the damage you mitigated. And if that ratio is a poor one, then you might need to work on your mitigation. It caps out at 71%. So it depends on your account. It's so hard sometimes.
I think that's what we're all seeing, is that there is not one size fit all instruction book for everybody. It really depends on where you are on your ship level, your research, your officers, which makes it kind of fun, right? Because there's not something that you can just have a go-to anymore. It's not a cookie cutter type of approach. You have to really experiment and do what's best for your power and your abilities in order to accomplish the goals that you have in front of you. Does that make it harder for you, Quasel, to give spreadsheets out like that, because people are different places and the game is kind of more designed towards variability?
Yeah, it's that's one of the reasons the spreadsheet Ref just talked about and Loop did the other day, and I just posted a link to it in your chat, where you can check, does my officer work in a certain situation? Because that's the first question people need to ask themselves. Does it even work? And then we can talk about which tier the officer needs and which level the officer needs and what other research do you need and which fleet commander. It's like the game doesn't give you information you need, and it's hard. It's really hard. And I hope that we've been talking with Lightbull, which provided all the data for the sheet. So that's a lot of work we did to get the data in a form so you can see just checkmark works, doesn't work. And they are planning to add that thing to Spox.club at some point, maybe in time, to kind of give you the information based on your officer you have, what does work and what not. But it's a lot of ideas and work, and it's everybody of us is doing it in kind of their spare time and priorities and stuff. There was the question which mitigation officers work. So do you have a copy open, or is that my live version?
I can make a copy. Wait.
It doesn't matter. I just need to know if you're changing the officers or I'm changing the officers.
It might be you.
So if then keep the live one open, and we can just quickly take a look. There's an apostrophe in it. I've just quickly added the 3 mitigation officers we have as officers. And then we want to know if they work against outposts. And there you see. Maybe once you're at the stream. Oh, you're looking at a different tab.
I am. I must be just.
We're way behind on the stream. Okay, the stream has a big delay.
It could be that. Well, I'm on this officers compact tab. Is that what you're trying to manipulate?
If you go to crew, does it work? The second tab.
Okay. Oh, here
then
we go.
People can see the example.
Okay. Is this the?
There you can.
Yeah, there is a bit of a lag. Sorry about that. So I am showing. Does this crew and tech work? So which one am I clicking on?
Yeah, and you see Gowron by Alan Martok. All 3 of them have kind of office ability that boosts mitigation based on stats. And you can use all of them depending on ship type, boosting the main or off stat. But that's maybe going very deep into details and might need maybe a stream without delay so people can interact with us. Or I can interact with you because I'm just guessing what you're showing. Yeah, but you can use any of those to boost your mitigation. And it depends. If you're at 55% mitigation, that's in the end just dividing the damage you mitigated through the damage you got. And then you get a number out of it, and that tells you your mitigation. That's the simplest way to try to describe it. But go check out Raf, he has a video about that. And I think Loop has one too. And DJs maybe back in the day, they talked about it too and has a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, mitigation.
I was looking. I'm
Go
sorry, I
ahead.
stepped on you. Go ahead.
No.
Okay, I was looking at your sheet, and I actually downloaded a copy when you were showing it on the State of the Game on RevStream, and I really like the way it looks. What I think would be an amazing addition, you talked about linking it up with Spock's Club. That would be truly amazing, because that's going to open you up to being able to import your ship data into it, so you can actually plug in some numbers and into your formula there, so you can say I'm using this ship, and you can actually do the formulas and have it kick out the numbers saying this is what you're going to do, because it has access to your research and everything. And that would be a truly amazing thing that it just isn't available anywhere. You kind of have to guess. You have to say, oh, look at your numbers. I'm changing this thing, but when doing outposts, we have a limited number of starts and such, which makes it really difficult. And I need to silence my phone. I apologize for that.
Yeah, that's the reason why there is a battle log upload version from Spox. I mean, it's limited currently, but you can already use it and then see your numbers there. I mean, it's not the best way, but they are working on a version 2 of the battle uploads. But it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of testing. I think Lightpool the other day told me they have about 5K test cases to check after and release from Scopely if their battle log tool still does the thing it's supposed to do. It's not an easy thing.
That's an incredible amount of data that you have to go through to figure things out.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the logs. I pulled off. I was looking at the file that you download. It is the amount of data in there is just insane. I was looking at this log, going, "Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in here." Some of it doesn't even make any sense to me. I am not a programmer. I'm not a coder. I just play the game. I look at the data, and it's only been since I got into the tail end of G5 and getting into G6 when I started looking at numbers instead of just going, just throw these officers on here. They seem to work pretty well. But why do they work well? That's the important part. And once you start understanding that is when you're going to start becoming next level at the game.
Yeah.
Rev
But
is the
that's not
best.
easy.
He says the guy is the worst. No, Rev is the best. So
Rev has an video about Chang, and that's one of the hardest officers to understand and use properly.
Why do you think that is?
Because Chang relies on first you need to have hull bridge up and you make a crit. Then you need to understand that Chang only procs per weapon once, but each shot of a weapon gives you a chance to trigger him. So if you have a cube with 3 shots, each of these 3 shots has a chance of 50% to trigger Chang. So a cube is very good for him because he has a lot of guns and he has a lot of shots per weapon. But then you need to know that Chang stacks, because you don't see it in the description. You need to test it and try it. So that means the first proc, let's say a cube, it has 4 weapons. First shot, it's a crit. We have hull bridge, Chang triggers. So you get 1 stack of Chang. So the next weapon of the hostile that fires gets delayed by 1 round. Now the cube shoots again. Let's say we have again a crit. Let's say again Chang procs. Then the next weapon is delayed by 2 rounds. So the more weapons you have, and the more weapons your opponent has, the more effective Chang is.
Oh, okay. So
But
if I put Chang on my cube, because there's what, 10 shots, is that better or not? Is it by weapon or
uh,
by shots?
it triggers per shot, but it can only trigger once per weapon. That applies
Okay.
to almost everything Scopely does. So you need both lots of guns and lots of shots.
Okay. So hull breach has to be in effect. It's a 50% chance, so 1 out of 2. So technically, if you have like 3 shots per weapon, you're going to get pretty close to proccing that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Not bad.
Something else we
that's
were talking about a little bit ago. I'm sorry, I just stepped on Quasel there. Go ahead, Quasel. Sorry.
that's like about 90% chance that he procs on 3 shots.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Almost. So, but then it comes into play how much weapon has your hostile. Because if your hostile only shots 1 gun, you may not delay that 1 gun. Unless you have a spillover in the next round, which is high level thing to understand. But let's say the room has 1 gun, then you will never delay that gun. If it has 2 guns, sure, then you can delay the second gun for 1 round. If it has 6 guns and you have 4 procs, then you can delay the 5th and the 6th weapon for 4 rounds. And that's a lot. So it depends how useful he is. And that's the case with a lot of officers.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. And are there other officers from your experience in the game that their tooltip doesn't explain exactly how they're doing, and they're much more powerful than they actually say they are?
There are a few.
Would you mind sharing, or is that you're probably just pulling it off the top of your head, so I do apologize for putting you in that situation.
The best example is let me see quickly. Maybe I shoot you a screenshot to just pull it up. We all know those little nice officers that give only positive reputation bonuses, like Freeman and Galenar and the others. Just looking for the screenshot I made. Don't want to make a new one. And they all tell you a different story what they do. If you look at some of them. So
while you're looking for that, sorry, Iron Fister, you had something to say too?
Yeah, while he's doing that, another thing to keep in mind, we talked about Fleet Commander Cisco earlier. Another thing to keep in mind is his Fleet Commander slot ability. Once you get it up to level the max level, you are going to be every time you click it, which you can do every 90 minutes at max level, you are going to be able to recover 5% of the whole of your entire deployed fleet. So I think that is going to be key when people start getting to these highest level, or even when you're just getting started. Being able to just click it once every 2 hours and 25 minutes and get a percentage of your hull back is going to make a difference on surviving to the end. How big of a difference is 5% when you're maxed? Actually, it's a lot when you think about it.
All right. Quays put in the chat, it depends.
It always
seems
depends.
to be a lot of it.
It always depends.
That's pretty much everything in this game, though. Everything is so interconnected and so dependent on other circumstances on making it happen, that when he says it depends, he's not being evasive. He's being honest.
It's very complex.
And the best example is, like, for example, hull repair. We all know the new crew for G7, or most of us know, is like having hull repair running from Sutter and PQ below deck, and hull repair from other things like the state procs, because that comes from export. And if you have 50% hull repair, nice. you repair half of the things. If you have, I don't know, 75, it sounds like only 25% more. But if you look from the other side, it means you take suddenly only half the damage. Because you're taking 25% instead of 50. And that's sometimes very hard for us to understand, because some things don't get that much better if the number rises. But hull repair is one of those examples where each percentage makes a huge difference, because if you have 90% hull repair or 95, 5%, that's not much. But if I tell you now, okay, but it means you're taking, instead of 10%, only 5% damage. So in the end, you getting again half the damage. That's suddenly a huge difference.
Thank you for the follow, Virtual Army. Appreciate it. What are we looking here on the spreadsheet? Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, all those officers have the same configuration. So they do technically exactly the same in the background. But Scopely has 5 different versions how they word the thing they do. And the only one which has the correct wording is Harry Kim. And that's Harry Kim increases all positive reputation gained by X, which means it's not only limited to FCAR reputation, it's not limited to the hostile being FCAR. It means it works on everything. And that includes augment.
Really? Okay,
yes, and that's the reason why they all work in Mirror Universe.
So let's take Black Ops Chapel, for example. So increases base positive reputation from FKR, but it also works. It also works in mirror space. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it works on. It has no limitation on hostile type. That's the first thing why Black Ops Chapel is wrong, because it says gained from Federation, Klingon, and Roman hostiles. No, it's all hostiles. And it's not only reputation from them, it's all positive reputation. We have just only 4 sources of reputation from hostiles in game, and that's augment, the new ones, and the 3 FCAR factions.
Okay, so if you're going to augment and you're, if you for some reason still working on rep, you can actually get the rep in augment space. Oh, interesting.
Yes,
that's very interesting.
I needed someone to test it for me. Alliance mate was she was very nice and went out and tested those and told me, yeah, you're right, they work. Because most of us more active players that have been around for the Khan arc, we have all the reputation next.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I am experiencing a little lag. I'm not sure if that's with everyone else. I'm going to stop the YouTube stream, but we'll continue the Twitch stream. So I'm sorry, those on the YouTube side. I can't see exactly what issue is we're experiencing, but I'm going to have to stop it real quick but continue on. Other officers here, any other notes on these officers?
Most of them are quite. One thing that might be interesting is, for example, Khan. Khan works like you, so he needs to take hull damage. Not only be hit, it needs to be hull damage. But we never tested it for that because Khan wasn't that widely used anymore. Just lately with outposts, but then with outposts we have no mitigation stuff, so it isn't an issue there. And it's a lot of other officers which might need a little bit of correction, like the recent changes, they added end outposts to some loot officers. And didn't catch all of them. It's like I'm forwarding you the other screenshot. It makes more sense, maybe. That's stuff you figure out once you dig into officer configurations, because
talking about doing stuff like rep grinding and which officers work for that kind of stuff. Actually, as we're streaming right now, I'm co-streaming with you guys, I've got my cube in Mirror Universe doing rep grinding just because I've got a pretty high Kirshar artifact, so I can just click onto 14 hostiles and just let it eat, and so it's not super distracting. But I did a lot of playing around with crews to figure out what gives me a great bonus without having. I mean, if I do have the time to burn exocomps, and if I am burning exocomps, I will send 3 ships in at once. I'll also have a Dauntless doing its thing in one system, my cube in one system, and my Coss in another system, all grinding at the same time, and it really boosts fast. But if I'm just doing one ship at a time, like I am with my cube right now, what I've discovered my best loot crew is right now is E Picard, E Garrett 5 on the bridge with Agimus and the Godsend as my tech, and below deck I use the Doctor. I can't say his name, but Goggles Dude, Harry Kim, and then I put the Trinity on of because I use but the Harry Kim, Blonatoris, and Neelix, and then I also put the below decks admiral dude that gives you reputation boost, and my reputation goes up fast, and because I'm using the Trinity, it my cube lasts a long time too. I can get a whole I can last the whole time in there on one hole before the timer kicks me out. Now, I don't worry about the loot anymore. The loot is the loot. I don't really need G5 parts that much anymore anyway. So it's all about the chests and the kills as far as what gets you the gains.
Yeah.
And also,
That makes
that's
sense.
the other benefit is the Sigma speed ups I get.
Yep, completely correct. One minor thing you might want to look in the officers that were on display beforehand and look if they don't do better for you, because they boost positive reputation, and that means all the stuff that boosts positive reputation goes in kind of twice and doubles exos and stuff. It's all part of the sheet jewels made for FKR reputation, because there you can put in your officers and get out numbers. I'll link it afterwards, because I think Dr. Ironchef has the example now up for the loot officers.
Mhm.
All of them, I mean, Jailer needs to be on the Franklin, of course, but the other 4 do the same thing. They boost loot, and they boost every loot. It's no matter if you're doing Armadas or if you're doing Hostiles or whatnot, and they were gonna outposts too. They kind of updated an DP card with it, but they ignored Tash Torah because it's exactly the same. And and that's the things which are inconsistent, and that's what we're trying to work on. And Scopely, I think they want to make those descriptions better, but let's see, maybe we need to help them a little bit to find wordings that work for all officers, because we play the game a little bit more than lots of them.
Yeah. Thank you, Easy, for the follow as well. Is this all the loot officers that work like this? Do we have any other loot officers that?
No,
feel-
that's those that work against everything.
Okay.
You then have the ones which are just for hostiles or just
Gotcha.
for armadas, like Veo Cascotti, that's just armadas, or like he mentions beforehand, Rachel, that's only hostiles. What else is there? Yeah, there are a few.
Gotcha. Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad that you're able to share this so people can fully get their loot in whatever they're hitting. So that's awesome. I see Mr. Tony says run 70 with Anorex NSCA. How does that work? I'm kind of curious. The NSCA, what tier is that? Because that seems like could really work if it's a high tier. So
It does.
it does. Okay, that makes. I'm gonna have to tier up my NSCA.
It depends. I mean, I'm ending up using my Junker because it has more cargo, and the Dauntless does their stuff too. So I don't need the
Quality.
cargo really, but it's kind of nice to collect more ship parts. Does never hurt.
Gotcha.
Well, and
Quality.
there's also the
Quality
really
for
nice
sure.
thing about Anorex is if you are going in there to gain rep, but you're also after the Sigma speed ups, that is where Anorex really pays off because he increases your loot boxes. That
Yeah,
is
but
what really,
sadly,
really
not
makes it
your
nice.
speed ups.
Thought it made a difference on those on the loot boxes.
No. The math is still out. I think I need to ask Lightbull if he did look at the configuration at some point, but he doesn't boost the speed ups, or the problem is it's just a 50% boost, and hence Scopely might round it differently because there are very different ways to round stuff in programming, like up and down, or round to even, or just cutting the rest. Either way, nobody could confirm that he really boosts speedups. Sorry.
Well, I thought
Works for the rest.
I thought it was that way. That's the way it was explained to me. But if I'm wrong, you're the numbers guy. I believe you.
Yeah, we trust Quasar. There's a question
Well,
here.
just not verify.
Just to verify. Mr. Tony is asking, does Scotty count Kremlin solos as armadas?
Good. Where Scotty should work on.
By the way,
Let me check.
hi Naz. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Naz is our Disney
He should
friend.
should work. That's invading entities. No, I don't think on invading entities because he is only armadas, and craniums are kind of those weird thingies. So it depends on the formation armada. No, on the yes, on the solar armadas. No, if I have now pulling it correctly out of my. Let's see what my sheet says. See, that's so yeah. For solar armadas, it says yes, but it says no for invading entities. Yeah, because it's would have need to be hostiles and armadas to work on invading entities.
Hi Tarpy. Thanks for stopping by.
Hi, Tarpy.
Hello. How are you?
Sand Coffin says, wait, JLo works on outposts?
I mean, technically, she needs to be on a Franklin.
Oh,
That's the only exceptions. So if you can put Jayla on a Franklin and use a Franklin successfully in the outpost, go for it.
gotcha.
So
Tarpy is grading
hey.
and drinking. That goes well together, I guess.
Oh, give Tarpy a break. It's the end of the semester.
It is. It's been a long semester.
And she has had
Yeah.
a rough semester.
McChisman also wrote it, has written it just in a chat that Jayla needs to be on the Franklin, which made Jules kind of giggly when we talked about it. Like, so, yeah, sure, anybody's gonna use him. It's like, why? But you know,
Right.
there is the possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. I have questions for both of you. We are approaching week 2 of the arc. Chronicle of the Ascendant. Last month, there was a little bit of switch in the scoring. Any thoughts of any tips, maybe even of Chronicle of the Ascendant that's coming up this next week?
I'm going to look at it and see what it does. I'm sorry. I had to sit there and collect my thoughts for a moment. I plan on doing it. I'm curious to see how it plays out. I'm hoping that their adjustments to the numbers are a positive thing. But I guess it's going to be one of those wait and see things. In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what they're changing again, so it's hard to say. I'd say to it, look at this singular SMSs if it's worth to you. I don't know if they will have an event store going with it and we're getting event store currency, or if it will be depot tokens again. I'm kind of then just looking at, okay, how many officer shots will I get out of it? Is it worth it to me? And don't be afraid to do just one or two of the SMSs and skip on the meta, because you might not do the spend event on the weekend anyway. But keep in mind, if you're going hard for the SMSs, then you need to go hard for all of them, because else the last milestone of the meta is normally a bigger jump, at least the last few times, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So,
right. And not everyone is going to be able to finish everything. I think, you're going to have to pick and choose, and especially deciding whether or not you want to go after some of the event store loot, which will probably be there. And then also for Esri Dex, which will be next weekend's Epic Officer, SMS, and Solo Leaderboard. Any thoughts on Esri Dex? Is this officer you guys are looking at for going after in the SLB and SMS?
I was looking at Esri Dax yesterday while I was on stream, and we talked about her a little bit. I think she has potential to be an asset to go on your squall when you're doing stuff to keep people from smacking you around, or if you're just out doing regular mining, to keep people, especially if it's a ship that has the defense net. Putting those two things together might be an inhibitor to let people know, please leave me alone. But her officer ability increases 200% of isolated cascade damage for 2 rounds on start against players if they have any state. So it's a conditional. So that means when you're on a mining ship, you're going to have to dedicate a above deck spot into another thing that delivers a status onto the enemy. So if you're if you have a really hostile server where they like going around just blowing up miners, yeah, she might be useful, but other than that, not so much. But that's not. But her officer ability is going to be useful in any PvP situation as a sidecar. So I'll take her. I'm not going to go actively chasing after that officer, but I'll end up with the officer eventually.
Yeah, Quazo, you said you're not a PvP person, but are you looking to recruit Esri?
I will get here for sure, because part of the Chronicles of the Ascendant events are easy to do for me, preparation and stuff. It depends how much they cut out of it, but for example, depot tokens most likely score again, so you can at least do one of the events. And as long as there's artifact stuff in there, we have a few new artifacts I've been saving, so it might be not too hard to do them. I'm most of the time very reluctant to spend materials on those kind of events, because the ratio is kind of not that good mostly. For the officer itself, I mean, 1500 Cascade sounds a lot, and it's for sure noticeable, and it's a bunch of damage, but then it's a miner which has a very low damage output, and your opponent might have beyond 2k ISO defense, because, PvP crude maybe. So not that much might be left from 1500 Cascade. So because if you're having about 2k, that's, I don't know, about 100% left then ish. ISO Cascade, still that doubles your damage you have from your miner, but double the damage might not do that much anymore. But in combination with Joachim and other officers, you might maybe scratch a few ships and kill a few others, depending on who's attacking you. Especially if they come with speed crews after you, then
That's true.
they might be in for a surprise.
Yeah, McShizman says 200% cascade with the hierarchs, 200% to shots. That actually might do something, but I guess we'll see as we get up there. I am hoping to be able to unlock Esri Dex, maybe even get up to tier 2 within the next month. I think she is an officer that really makes the hierarch shine because it is, again, the team effort with Nog that will be a counter to Carol Freeman. Freeman works well with some synergy, but it seems to work even better without the synergy. So that's where I think this could be a good team to have. You'll put some other Cascade officers below deck, and you might actually have something to be a good counter to Freeman, Carol Freeman. You just said Chronicle of Descendant is easy for you. Can you give me some tips? Because I am looking to make it easier for myself as well. What are you doing that makes it very easy?
Some of them. I mean, keeping a stockpile of all the things, because I can do that because I have a lot of stuff already done. So, for example, artifact upgrades. If you have an epic artifact that you don't need immediately, maybe don't upgrade it immediately because they have so far been scoring. Or if you have, for example, Officer Depot tokens is another event. Specialty ships, keep them and maybe don't. I mean, it depends. If they give you immediate benefit, tier it up. But some of them you might say, okay, can I wait a few days on that tier? Then don't do it. Or for example, I'm on specialty ships, especially I'm not upgrading sub tiers like one weapon or stuff if I don't need it. So just waiting until I can tier up the whole ship. And then maybe wait for the next event because we all know they come quite regularly. Or get a second ship if you can for some of the newer ship ones. That might be tricky depending on if you bought the first one. But for example, a Reliant, many people might have a second one.
Right.
That scored last time.
So this, I've been using the event store loot to actually buy ship parts. So it's almost a continual cycle of winning, hopefully finishing the SMS or even winning a leaderboard, but then investing back into the ships so you can actually win the next one. So
yeah.
And that's exactly what I did with my Chronicle of the Ascendant round 1 loot. Is I worked on ship parts to try to get some of these old ships that aren't maxed yet up to maxed, because I just got my Titan finally finished. My Protector is almost done. My Eviscerator is almost done. I'm just tired of having these old ships that they're eventually going to put into the IA, and then, well, they need to be maxed for you to archive them. So I really want to get them done. So then that's going to end up being less clicks, because once they're archived, it's just one click and you get all of it. So that's what I'm really hoping to do as they archive more and more of these old specialty ships.
Right. And Tarpy says there needs to be more ships added in order for this to work. And that's true because we didn't get a ship this month. We may get a ship next month. So we'll...
Yeah. I was kind of a little bit miffed last month when they removed all the ships and I had my second or my third NX ready and my Voyager ready and, getting blueprints from away team, not from away team, from Alliance tournament. And, we had several older ships where you could have gotten additional blueprints. And then, well, I mean... It might have been a little bit easy for some of us that prepare, but then we prepared for it. We spent Alliance tournaments currency on it or other currency.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if they go at least a little bit back and add a few younger ships.
By the way,
Another
I'm
thing
looking
I
at
wanted to
the
add-
regional leaderboard for the Vengeance, and there's some friends here. Grand Admiral Hunter, Retrieving, Grand Gondola. They're all scoring pretty high on the regional leaderboard. So hopefully that they can get some more Vengeance blueprints here. So
That'd be
yeah,
great for them.
not easy to get. Not easy to get for sure.
Oh, the
Yeah, I'm
Vengeance
at
is
about
expensive.
yeah, or you go slower about it. I mean, I have no rush. I mean, I have about 400 blueprints now. I kind of missed the 1 week where it was really cheap, and I'm kind of it's my own fault. I should have seen that it has been way too cheap for them to keep it that way. But mistakes happen. We're moving on.
All right.
Shouldn't have happened to me, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Zero G says Grand Admiral Hunter was pushing 70, and he did stream. Yeah, he did stream a little bit this morning. Tarpy says event stores to pay yourself ahead, exactly, to have more of those in the event stores. And she's currently at 670. So there's unfortunately not the nice flow of Vengeance parts from that first lucrative SMS. But
Yeah.
hopefully something like that will return in the future.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I think if I remember correctly, they already went from 40 shards per milestone to 50 shards the
Yep.
last time and this time. So they are slowly upgrading the sourcing. And I get it. I mean, we know all the players that spend a lot of money on that ship and to tear it up. And I do get that they want to have a little bit of exclusivity for big spenders. I mean, after all, it's a fine line, because if everybody can have a Vengeance after they spend 30K on it, they might not spend the next time the opportunity comes around.
No, that's true.
It's
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a good
should
point.
they have thought about it beforehand? Sure, yes. And I'm very grateful that players exist that spend that kind of money, because we might not have a game to talk about if that wouldn't be the case.
That is a very good point, that we got to keep the big spenders. I mean, not us, but Scopely in general has to keep the big spenders happy. And if we cheapen what they just spent a boatload of cash on, they might do exactly that. But having to wait 5 years to get your Vindicator maxed through a free to play path, that's not very. That's not really cool either. And speaking, one thing I didn't mention that I want to remind people of is, if you have stockpiled up a bunch of parts for one of your older ships that you want to, and you're going to go through and do a bunch of additions at once, make sure you go and get your ship exocomp that will cut your parts requirement in half. They're not that expensive, and once you buy them, they're good for several hours. So if you want to do a pull, do your stuff, and then it lasts long enough that on certain ones you might get another pull, or do the pull, do some more. So time your pulls out as well. Like I was working on my Gorn Eviscerator earlier, and I went ahead and got the exocomp. I think it's 12 hours. So, and that's half the cost of the parts, and those exos aren't very expensive.
That's true.
It depends on which one, yeah. But it's not really half the costs, but yeah, it's a nice discount. It depends. I think there are different values, if I'm not mistaken. Let me quickly check. Consumables, ship efficiency. Yeah, because the Vindicator ones, for example, is 25% efficiency. So that's not even 25%, because it's a efficiency, and efficiency is like dividing the costs by 1 plus the efficiency. So like if you have 100 parts and the EXO says it's 25%, that's then 1 plus 0.25.
Oh.
And
Math
That's
is
how
cool.
efficiency works in that game. So that's then 80%. So it's a 20% reduction. And if you're doubling that and getting one with that says 50%, that's in reality only 66% you're paying, because efficiency formulas.
Cool. Iron Fister, I want to go back to what you said a little bit about devaluing some of the spend. I am thinking that this is a point that is a delicate balance, right, between the free-to-play and the spenders. What are your thoughts about the acquisition of some of the free-to-play items, such as Cisco, such as the Dauntless? Do you think that is the right amount of time to allow for not so much devaluing of people who purchase those things?
It's true. Yeah.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
first, Iron.
Yeah. Well, as somebody, I typically, when a new ship comes out, not a super special ship like the Vengeance, but typically I will buy a new ship and one pack for it. And I would like to see the free-to-play people who are going to wait it out. I'd like to see them at least take 3 or 4 months before they get the ship. I don't feel like I've been devalued heavily on that. Now, with a super special ship like the Vengeance, honestly, I think it needs to take 6 months or longer before somebody can get it free to play. But that's just me on my thoughts. I mean, you've got, and this is something that I've talked about with people that come to my stream, is that this game, as far as how you get ahead in this game, has 2 currencies. One is cha-ching. The other one is TikTok, and not TikTok meaning go get on your social media. I'm talking TikTok as in time.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 currencies, time and money. You aren't getting more time back. So if you choose to spend your time on this, it should be something that builds up. And that's how people like James Bond, he spends a lot of time playing this game.
Right.
And he chooses to spend a lot of time, and he also capitalizes how he spends his time. I'm on the game a lot, but a lot of the times I'm not really doing anything because I'm either doing something else or I have something doing its thing automatically. So I don't have 6 or 7 things going on at once, and I don't use my time as efficiently as he does. And the other half is the people who actually spend, and I did a little taste of both of those. So that's kind of how I feel on that. I gave you some time frames, so let Quasel put in his.
It's tricky. I mean, if it would be just 1 month, you might lose a lot of low spenders. I think 2 to 3 months might be kind of okay, because you get a lot of value out of one pack very often. Looking at events around the new ship building or whatever you pay for, but not much more longer than that. I mean, sometimes I wish it would be a little bit quicker for people to have a little bit more fun with it, because the news cycle has moved on very often from the content creators once free-to-play gets to the ship. And the other thing is they should more look at the upgrade path. And that's a very tricky thing. Very often it's just, yeah, nice to have the ship. It will be useful in 2 years. Come on. It's not only the acquisition of the ship, it's upgrading the ship. And it's great if it grows with you, like the cube maybe that stayed around and got his tiers based on your faction ships, which I really liked, because you didn't need to pay for it or just grind the stuff and get it once you're ready to move up. Because looking at Vindicator or Dauntless, I mean, it feels like kind of joke. Because why spend on it if I need several thousands to make it useful for high ops players? And they have lately at least begun to give higher ops players a different refinery. Like you get more parts if you are further ahead, so the ship catches up with you a little bit quicker. That's a system
I've
I
seen
like.
that.
Or like the Revenant, where you don't need the ship at your level to hit targets that fit the loop. Like the Revenant was built like that, or Aggregation was built like that. Aggregation just fell short loot-wise because the refinery is kind of meh, if you ask me. So that's the two different styles they do, and I prefer very much those that at least I can use it to hit the targets.
Yep. Tarpy says that's how she looks at it. It buys her days for whatever she spends. John Trek mentions that one of the flaws of the specialty ships is that you need to upgrade it to make it usable. So that's one of the things, right? Especially to get those underdeck slots, and then also to make it more powerful. Zero says that they would like to see upgrade packs scale with higher ops. I think that's a good suggestion, but we see a little bit about of that right now, because that's something that really helps going forward. So he agrees with you, Quasel. Sandcoffin says day one bought the Dauntless, bought a research pack. Just this week hit tier 4. But not useful as much until tier 8. Yeah, so
I wouldn't disagree on the Dauntless part.
Okay.
I mean, on the tier, yeah, sure, that's a little bit slow, but I think we're in ads now. Maybe that's an important thing.
Oh yeah.
We should wait for ads to be over, because
Yeah, we could.
I don't know how many people have a subscription.
Yeah, not as many as some other streamers per se, but thank you very much for Dose's support. I do appreciate it. Yeah, go ahead.
Dauntless. I wanted to add, Dauntless can be useful way before tier 5, tier 8. My Dauntless at tier 4, now it's tier 5, free to pay, so I paid for the unlock. Cannot do 68 Mirror Universe.
Oh, really?
So that chip is quite powerful. So
is that more research because of research?
Research, maybe crew, especially crew.
Oh, maybe crew. Okay.
Because Carol and stuff in lower deck. So I'm using on the ship, and it depends on your stats and stuff, SMV Pike. And then you can combine him. I'm using Una and T-Bring to have the full shield mitigation, and then I have Carol with lower decks, and Taurus lower decks, and Dane for speed. You can also do with less speed and more damage by using Sam Kirk, for example.
Is there a ship pack, like a half unlock for the Dauntless?
I don't think so, but I didn't look because I have one.
I don't know if it'll show up since we both have Dauntlesses already. I don't think it'll show up.
Yeah, they don't have a half unlock. One of the things I saw with Cisco is that there is a half unlock for Cisco. And that's something where...
Yeah, but that was gone quickly. I think that was just there for minutes and was pulled down again.
Yeah, so, the half unlocks might be a thing. It doesn't provide as many of the upgrade parts or other things to make your ships work, but maybe some people are looking more towards a half unlock and shortening the time to unlock the different specialty ships. The reason why I wanted to talk about what you were saying, Iron Fister, about the value is I think, we often talk about the high spenders and the free to play, but there is a larger group than I think we talk about or acknowledge that are low spend, mid spend, what we might call maybe dolphins or guppies that look for the value in terms of purchasing a pack or purchasing a ship or resources and whatnot. I think that's where again, the balance of having 3 to 4 months of unlocking time for these specialty items that provides that incentive or that value towards these mid spenders. And that actually is going to be something that's delicate balance for sure. We're not able to get everything right away for free to play, but I'm wondering how some people who unlocked Khan as a fleet commander, who are low spend, how they actually felt about seeing everyone else get Khan as a fleet commander right away. Because that's something where we haven't really talked about. I haven't heard much about it, but I'm very curious to see someone who doesn't spend a lot in the game, spends very wisely in terms of picking what values are, going after a fleet commander because they always get fleet commanders because they see the value in it, and then seeing Khan being unlocked quickly by other people. Anyone have any thoughts on that?
Actually, I do. That actually is me.
Oh,
I bought Fleet Commander Khan right out of the gate, and they gave him away 30 days later for free. And I'm not going to say I was super angry, but I'm like, come on, man. You're gonna. I mean, I understand trying to give the free to play people, but God, he was a powerful fleet commander, and you gave him away for free. And then all you have to do is grind to max him. And if you already had a bunch of fleet commanders, you were able to tier him and level him instantly. I had enough saved up because I had all those other fleet commanders and collecting all the materials to level him very quickly. And I felt like them giving that away and then making the grind path into him so easy. I felt a little cheated, I guess would be the best way to put it, out of my money.
Yeah, I mean, that comes down to educated decisions because I think he was grindable from day one, if I'm not mixing up things now. So, yeah, it depended on the ops range though, because for a G5 player, it might have been very hard to grind enough reputation quickly enough to make it worthwhile. And I still believe Scopely kind of underestimated how much reputation you will be able to grind within a few days.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
wondering,
it was
was
grindable day one, but I wasn't expecting people to complete it in less than a month.
right.
I think it took me 3 days each. I don't know, pretty quick. A few days, and I was on vacation and didn't have as much time because I was fasting and this and that. But for G6, good G6 players, it wasn't very hard.
Coulter
Yeah,
Kelter
I'm wondering, was there
had the
a?
rep max.
Oh, sorry. Was there a
I was just
launch day
saying-
pack that you had to purchase within the first day, and it would disappear? Because I'm wondering if that kind of made people just purchase it because they wanted to make sure they got him.
Yeah.
I got them on launch day, so I can't say if that pack was going to disappear or not because I can't remember. But so I just don't remember. I just know that I got them on launch day, and then when I saw Coulter Kelta unlock everything, he literally stayed up for like 3 days straight and ground the rep all the way out, and had the exile rank, the exile rep maxed. Had Fleet Commander Khan, and with all the grinding he had done, he was able to almost max everything on Khan that fast. I'm like, wow. I feel like I was kind of cheated. Now, granted, he did put a lot of time into it, but wow.
Yeah, I see Naz's comment. I'm not going to repeat it, but little. I'm not going to repeat it. So, but yeah, I haven't heard many people talking about that, right? Because it was either like, wow, it's great for free to play, and it's great for those who want to get something in the game. But I don't. Maybe I'm just not recalling, but I don't remember a lot of discussion on those who actually spent on on them. And it could be that our community is just very kind and doesn't want to take away from our free to play, which I think it would be, is absolutely amazing. But I understand because I've heard from a lot of people separately and in more private conversations that there was a little concern about it being available to everyone else. But again, our community is really awesome and wants to make sure that everyone enjoys the game. So I don't think there was a lot of pushback on it at the time. So, but I wanted to bring it up because it's an important thing to discuss when we talk about value and spend and who gets things in the game.
Yeah, that comes down to educated decisions. So if people know that they can grind it, and maybe some even had the idea that they could do that because they didn't look at the refinery and didn't realize how hard or easy it would be, that's kind of not good. But having stuff that you can grind, I find it a good idea. I mean, this game kind of tries to avoid you grinding too much, because that might lead to bot use and stuff. We will do that anyway, but who knows? But else, I mean, I don't care that much. I mean, I pay because there's value for me, or I have fun with the game, so why not? And it gives you an advantage, that's for sure. But it's like you said, it's dolphin level, having a pack and 1 or 2 battle passes a month on average. So I don't mind it. I mean, you all need to accept it's a marathon and you can't win the game, like Ref likes to say, and I'm with him. Just do what you have fun with.
Right. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. I'm looking at the Fleet Commander packs earlier for Cisco, and there was a 5-day, I think, availability to purchase for Cisco. So it wasn't just like a 1 day and you had to make a quick decision. You could actually choose to take your time and making a decision, learning from other content creators, learning from your alliance members and people in the game to make a wise decision, like Quazo was saying, for purchase or not.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've been on for a while, so it might be time to kind of wrap up. Any final thoughts from the two of you about this month's arc and the ending of the year?
Aaron, why do you want to go first?
Sure. Well, I mean, there have been a lot of bumps in the road, both for me, where I play on server 20 at an alliance level, having the biggest alliance in STFC, which I was part of, self-destruct, and we had to rebuild ourselves. That was a big shock for me. And then all of the upheaval in the game, and then the game itself having some pretty significant hiccups and a pretty large exodus in the middle of the year. I think it caught a lot of people off guard, and I'm hoping that the steps that are being taken at a leadership level at Star Trek Fleet Command's headquarters are followed through and and they're able to capitalize on the people that have hung around and maybe possibly claw back some of those people that said, I'm done with this, archive me. And I've talked to a few of those people that left because they were just ticked at the leadership and the way things were going. And some of them have thought of coming back. And if they're not coming back because it's just this amazing game, and it is an amazing game. They're thinking of coming back because they miss the people. But they're not going to sit here and dump money into something that's horrible.
Yeah. I have talked a little bit about it on Ref Stream. I didn't find the numbers that hilarious or that bad like some made them out to be. Because looking at, I think it was March or May, I don't remember anymore. And now, yes, 40,000 players less, but 30,000 of those numbers are below G4. So we're talking about 10,000 players leaving. And then we lack the comparison from Chronox to the year beforehand. Because gaming industry and summer, there's always an exodus because people going on vacations, people going having fun time outside, and come winter and come the gifting season, people spend more time at home and the weather is bad outside and all those things. And so yes, state of game was poor, no questions asked. I'm with you. The whole thing and communication around Flashpoint and all the things that happened there and missed promises and stuff with scrapping and whatnot has been poor. And we lack the internal data, how much spend was down. So did they receive their targets or did it just shift to other players? And of course, we had some big spenders leave. I don't know. For sure, they need to work on it, but I don't think it's as bad. But who knows? I'm not that well connected like Ref, so I think I'm just talking out of a little bit of data I've seen from Chronox and stuff. So who knows? But then in the end, decide for yourself. Are you having fun or not? Do you enjoy the community? I enjoyed very much lately, but it's different for everybody else. And I think it's looking promising, I mean, who knows? We had the patch logs, I said that the patch notes and the communications improving. Lots of stuff happened lately.
That's true. And I think that's where we can, all be thankful for that. There have been improvements this year. It looks like they're going to have a lot more. I mentioned communication is a lot better. So shout out to Hammy and Beck and their team for a lot of that. It is, there are some things that we have seen that quality of life and improvements to our gameplay. I'm looking forward to 2026. I'm excited about what's going to come, forward during this next year. We will be full on into G7. Again, I mentioned efficiencies probably around March coming out, although we actually have some station efficiencies right now. I'm looking forward to some other features that they're going to launch, and then maybe even fixing some things that they have kind of promised to us. Scrapping would be good. Some of the UI changes might be good, including additional sliders. I know people are looking for that. But yeah, I think there's a lot to kind of hope for and encourage them to continue to work very hard. We want to give credit to the team over there. They work really hard and they try to make the best game that they can for all of us. I truly believe that. And so whatever we can do to give them feedback, give them some ideas, maybe even, I think really goes a super long way. And to be doing that in a kind and respectful way. I think that's the best way to get things to work. What it do? What it do? Hi, DJs. Oh, welcome into the stream. Yeah, so there's a lot. I think there's a lot of things to look forward to. Go ahead.
We are both maybe now in the
We're all
position
talking
to
our
have a
voice
little
tonight.
bit more on
God,
that.
Iron Chef has a sexy voice too. God, I should just
We'll
quit.
see.
I should just quit. I need to
We're looking
retire.
at the
please
content
quit.
creator program, and there is hope that we maybe can help a little bit to make better decisions.
Yeah.
At least there's hope. Maybe in half a year we'll be like saying like Rev, it's forget it, it doesn't work. I don't know. But I think having more voices never hurts because they get more different perspectives on things.
Yeah.
And less stuff gets missed because more eyes on it might mean more ideas how it might be not a good idea.
Yeah.
So
Since DJs is here, we want to first thank him for an awesome fundraiser for the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital in Tennessee. Was it $80,000 that was raised? Griffin contributed a lot to that. Just an awesome job by Ultimate DJs and the Talking Trek team. Tarpy's here. I know Arian puts a lot of work in. But the entire community is very thankful to have Ultimate DJs among us, and not just the teaching of Talking Trek, but also the generosity and the kindness and the care and compassion to help children that are desperately in need. So kudos to all of you. I hope you got to see the STFC blog post that was there just earlier today. STFC did contribute, Scopely did contribute 12,000, I believe. So kudos to everybody. That's just amazing. And so if you can, just give a shout out to DJs, continue to follow him, continue to support the good work he does for other people. And we are very thankful here for him as well and the Talking Trek team. And I hope he gets a good and well-rested vacation with his family over the next couple of days and enjoy the holidays with them as well. And I hope all of you enjoy the holidays together. It is a time of year where hopefully you get together with friends and family. Hopefully no one is in the hospital, but if they are, we do want the best care for them, and we want to send all of our love to those who might be a little bit either under the weather, dealing with any kind of illnesses, dealing with any kind of tragedies. Holidays is sometimes can be a difficult time, but here as a community, we stick together and we get better together. So I hope all of you have happy holidays. Quazel, thank you for coming on. It's been a long day for you, and I do appreciate you sticking with us through the second half of the day. Iron Fister, I got a chance to talk to Iron Fister a lot last night, and I appreciate the friendship with him and for a lot of you in the audience. There are many special people that I get a chance to interact with, and it's all because of Star Trek Fleet Command. So very thankful again for all that. We have a friend also in the community who is raising some funds for surgery, and that is Dark Tree Gaming. I believe he's still on, not necessarily playing Star Trek Fleet Command at this point, but we wanted to send our love to him. If you have a chance, if you're able to donate a little bit to him for his knee surgery, I'm sure he would really appreciate that. So is he still on? Yeah, he's still on. So it's a 48-hour
ship graveyard simulator.
48-hour subathon for 35% off medical bill fundraiser. Please help to cover his medical costs. I have no idea what Tobacco Shop Simulator is, but we'll find out. We'll find out a little bit. He's been streaming for about 6 hours, so let's give him a boost. And let's make sure that we support another fellow streamer, another player in the community as well. Disney, we can talk about Disney later on. But Naz, thank you. Thank you for all of your support with our Aloha Diz channel and for all of that. Let's go and start the raid into Dark Tree Gaming. Again, show him some love. We might be on tomorrow after Tibbs. We will see how we're doing. But thank you again for all of your support. Moopsy, you want a bread bowl? We should go back to California Adventure and get a bread bowl again. So make sure you follow everybody. CDB2U is in the audience as well. Please support our community as we continue to support you. So thank you again, guys. Appreciate it. Let's raid on out to Dark Tree Gaming and support him as he continues to raise funds for his surgery. Mahalo for joining us, and we will see you real soon. Ahui ho.
Thanks for the invite today, Dr. Iron Chef.